Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's P to Z up on the mic. Hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.
Because,
I'm not gonna lie, I almost missed the transition to our main screen here.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Well, there it is.
And that's how you successfully kill 200 zombies.
If they could do it here, how come they couldn't do it in the opening scene of The Walking Dead when they were all laying there?
You know,
like
I watched
in a coma.
I watched the show, right? And I've recently been playing Dead Rising, like the original one.
Sure.
They did the remaster for the current generation consoles.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm playing zombies all wrong.
Hey guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I understand.
Renee's done so much.
No. That's intentional.
Oh, that's right. That's intentional. Okay.
Because now we're not recording her. We're on mic.
Oh, correct. We've made changes.
You should all be able to hear Renee much clearer now and see her much clearer. So as long we can still hear her, but I just didn't want the echo of the. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mm.
So happy Monday night to everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are back. Hey, Davey. What's going on? Dave's here. Nice to have you pop on. I know you're a busy man. Dave's got things brewing.
Oh yes, Pi. You were there last week for our trial run.
Yes. Pi was our test
test audience.
Yeah, test audience there while we were figuring things out. Renee, you sound and look now with the changes we made like you're 3D right in front of us, like you're in our room.
Yay. Like I'm not just off on the sides or something.
yeah, you're hanging out with us now.
Yeah, I like it.
So we are here to tell you what grinds our guts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's numerous guts to be ground.
Oh, there's numerous guts to be ground.
Yes,
I like it. I like it. Numerous guts. So obviously, we hope everyone's been doing well and staying healthy and everything, and you're back here with us again, so that's a good sign. So let's dive into Fear the Walking Dead, and then we're gonna wander on over to the world beyond when we're done. Ryan, Renee, you know what? Go ahead, start us off. I want to know, because I know you told us last week that you really liked this episode.
I
did. It's not that it's bad, but go ahead.
So I know the ending's absurd. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was just really well done. Like it was like, even with Strand, like for him to hire a hitman, that was so why would he hire a hitman?
Mm-hmm.
But I loved Eli. I thought that was really great. That's Mo Collins' husband who plays Eli.
Yep.
And I don't know, I guess I just thought it was really good. And then after we started talking about all the ending part, I'm like, well, minus all that wrestling part, let's take that out. The rest of it was good. I enjoyed meeting Mickey and finding, it was kind of interesting to see, kind of someone famous that he recognized and actually had admired and knew who she was. I don't know, so I just thought it was interesting. And so I know the wrestling part was absurd, but but I thought the rest of it was good.
No, it's so yeah. Obviously, we had a very low moment when they come back, and they find
The Larsons.
Yeah, the Larson. And what was the girl's name? Now, why would they assassinate the parents and then just let her turn? That's
cold.
That's cold. That's cold. And if you noticed, Ryan and I were talking before we even got together with you, Renee, that they didn't even show them kill her. Kill her. They just went black. And that's something that we were talking about when, if you go to the beginning of like The Walking Dead,
yeah,
you watch Rick when Shane opens up the barn doors.
Well, take it back before that, even when Rick is in the first episode, and he
yeah.
goes to the gas station, and,
Yeah.
he sees the actress Addie Miller,
Teddy bear girl.
yeah, the teddy bear girl,
Yeah.
the bunny girl.
Her name's actually Summer.
Summer.
The
Oh
character
yeah, that's
name.
right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I forgot that. But yeah, he sees her. Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, then you talk about Carol's daughter,
Mm-hmm.
Sophie.
Sophia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk about don't look at the flowers or look
Yeah,
at the flowers.
don't look at the
you know?
flowers.
You know what
I mean, so like now we're getting at the point where like we don't show this.
now they're shy about it.
Now we're shy about it. I get it. It's times have changed in the past years and everything. But I mean, come on, it's the show. But that's okay. We want to really. I know I want to have fun and really talk about the stuff that I just thought was hysterical and like half the shit that I just like could not deal with. So we'll go through the episode. Sherry and Dwight, they have this they're like their guidelines, their rules, that they go by now and everything like that with saving people and everything else. They in the very beginning of the show they end up killing one dude. And
oh yeah, with the dragon fruit.
With the dragon fruit in the very beginning, all over dragon fruit. But it is what it is.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a very weird interaction.
Yeah.
And I understand that it was supposed to be like kind of comical. And he's like, "Well, what are we supposed to do with it? Eat it." I'm like, "But like, come on."
Yeah.
And then he's got the dragon fruit in his hand, and then we got Texas outlaw Dwight with the sharpshooter shot. You know what I mean? Like, or was it him or Sherry that shot?
No, Dwight did. Dwight
Dwight.
killed him.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, I didn't even want to
That's
kill
right.
anybody today, or whatever. Like, what? It's a zombie apocalypse. You have to imagine you're going to kill something or someone every day.
I understand that he was a savior, pretty much for the explicit purpose of protecting Sherry from Negan. But like, you were a savior. Like, you did shit that like would make most people's stomach turn. And now you're like early season Father Gabriel, and I don't get it.
Sorry, that's funny.
like that's the
great,
comparison.
Ryan. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pie in the chat. I do know a girl, and her name is Winter. So I think we have all the seasons names covered.
Yep.
I don't know about
Winter
fall.
as
Maybe
well.
not. No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a valid question.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Why would you whisper that? You were afraid to say that?
I'm not trying to offend anybody, you know what I mean? Maybe we have some random
Oh.
person named Winter sitting in the chat. I don't know.
Oh, I mean maybe.
Thanks for blowing my spot. Jesus.
I'm just saying. God, like we've said much worse.
That's fair.
Ryan wanted to know if she happened to be a person who made money doing things without clothes on, and I said no. So yeah, she's actually like a R&B hip hop artist. Her name is Winter Garden. Like she's like a weird. She fits like a weird genre. Her name was Winter Garden. Believe it or not.
Oh,
that was her stage name or whatever she goes by. But yeah, she did like a techno / R&B song. But yeah, anyway.
oh, okay.
There's a Winter out there. You can look around.
Good to know.
Yeah. It was heartbreaking, Dave. Very true. That was heartbreaking. Obviously, I think it would have been much more heartbreaking if you would have showed them having an offer. I mean, you're adding a lot of depth to that scene.
And I think that would have been an important scene to show, because it's very clear from the beginning that Dwight had this connection to Brigga, right? And he gives her like the knockoff Game Boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he the way he's talking to her, almost sounds like kind of like an uncle figure.
Right.
And he hands it to her and she hugs him and she's like, "Thank you," whatever. And it would have been, I think, more pertinent to show her being turned and seeing that heartbreak more than just, all of a sudden, or even just showing Dwight having to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you don't specifically show like early, episode 1 Rick, where you see the bullet hole and she goes flying back, even if you see Dwight, like you see like a tear or something like that, and you see him point the gun at her, and then it just fades to black and you hear the gunshot. You know what I mean? Even that would have been more impactful than just him burying her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or not even burying her. She's already buried by the time we see her alive, or alive. And then all of a sudden he's standing over her grave. And I'm like, hey.
Real quick, I just saw a bunch of hellos in the chat. And it's for Michael. Michael's in our chat. What's up, Michael? How's it going? I don't know if for those of you, for those of you who might not know, but Michael's been on The Walking Dead as a creature actor, walker. And then he's also, we just, as we were talking in the pre-show, it was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah.
So there's that. So thanks for joining and hanging out with us, Mike. Appreciate it. We'll obviously talk to you hopefully soon at some point and arrange a little podcast with you and have you come and chat with all the people that are your fans.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be great.
what Dave say? You like more than
Often, Brega.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, even that too. Like show the hitman doing hitman work. But you just leave us up to this open assumption where Dwight, he ends up saying like they were coming and they killed him, while they're doing their best, triple tag team on 75 zombies, walkers. It's just like he's shouting all these, Strand, he sent, people to kill him and blah, 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 and this and that. And I'm like, how do you have all this time to have this dialogue with all these damn walkers around you?
Clearly they're moving at Baywatch speed.
Well, so if anybody who is up to date on Fear and you've watched it, go back and check out that episode again. Go specifically to the scene where they're inside the wrestling camp. The gym.
Yeah.
And Ryan, I saw that like 3 times and it didn't even dawn on me until the fact you pointed it out. Ryan goes, how come that walker is totally ignoring Dwight and walking right by him?
Every other walker has been killed at this point, and not silently, by gunfire.
Yeah.
And this random walker's like
this stumbles past Dwight.
And then Dwight just grabs him from behind and like
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't know. And then he stares up at the turnbuckle, waiting for the double axe handle to go.
Then we have the other walker who is underneath the turnbuckle, underneath the ropes, and has one arm on each side of the turnbuckle, and is trying to grab Dwight like this. And I'm like, I know they're not intelligent.
Right. There is no intelligence. No offense, Mike. I'm just saying. The walkers don't have the intelligence. Yeah. So, hold up. All right, we're gonna go on a tangent right now. I can feel it coming. On what really grinds my guts.
Let's get it out of your system.
Let's get it out of the system.
I'm gonna find a way to do a hotkey where I push one button and there's like a big thing that pops on the screen. It's like what really grinds my guts.
Guts
exploding. Yeah. I'll have to talk to Joy about that. See if we can figure that out.
The only other does Dwight smell that bad that they completely ignore him and walk by him blindly?
No, but then it would have to be. Well, okay, like I understand why Mickey. I understand why they might have ignored her because before that she had the gut smeared all over her and she probably smelled pretty rancid.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like Sherry. I don't think Sherry did that either.
No.
Dwight didn't do that.
Nope.
And so unless they had the worst BO on the history of Hollywood.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the scene where Sherry and Mickey leave Dwight. Dwight's very angry that they left him stranded in the middle of nowhere without a horse. So Dwight's first thing he thinks of is to go find a horse he has tied up in the middle of the woods. How are we able? Like, I know that we don't really know the distance of everything to where everything's located and where they're at. But man, you're covering some real good ground, all right, in a fallout where everyone has a gas mask.
Everybody gets it from a corner drugstore. Just go to your CVS and go get your mask.
Excuse me. Bug out bags must be just laying everywhere with gas masks in them to prevent from the fallout. That's number one. And then Dwight is able to find this horse. How are you able to find your horse? Where were you? And you know exactly how to get there.
Yeah.
Not only that, But look at that scene. Dwight is approaching the horse, right? They show the horse, it's tied up. He's approaching it, he's looking around. There is literally nothing besides dead trees. That's it. There's no coverage.
There's no leaves.
There's no leaves.
There's no shrubs.
There is not anything. You have toothpicks. One next to each. That's it. And they're thin. They're tiny little trees.
That even if you turn sideways,
yeah,
it still would not protect your profile.
Correct. How did this guy sneak up on him? Where the hell did he come from?
But bring it back to the first of the 3 parts of season 11 of The Walking Dead, right? And they're out in the field, and there's no walkers for miles. Within 30 seconds, boom, everywhere.
Okay, so this guy gets the drop on Dwight. Tells him he's taking the horse because, he shot his buddy. And then
like the horse is the restitution.
Yeah,
you shot my buddy. Give me your damn horse.
But the horse is so well trained that all Dwight has to do is whistle,
and it puts flying back,
and it kicks the dude in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You practice that? Is that something you practice?
How many defensive tactics do you practice with your horse?
I have. Yes, Dave, I have. And TMI, unfortunately for me, they ran out of saddles. It was bareback. All right. Yeah, I rode a horse bareback. Then that was my first time. The second time I rode a horse was I went on a cruise and we did it as an excursion.
How many horses do they have in the boat?
No, you dumbass. This wasn't fucking Noah's Ark. Jesus Christ. So hold on, so I need you guys to picture this, okay? I'm 5'10". I average around like 220 to 230 in weight, okay? So I don't know if you guys have ever seen island horses, but island horses aren't exactly the same as horses and you would see it like a stable.
The imagery in my mind is just going wild right now.
So this guy comes up to me and he goes, I got a good horse for you. His name is Hercules.
Hercules.
I shit you not, I was so excited. I thought I was going to be riding on like a Clydesdale. All right, I was like, holy shit.
He's riding the Pegasus.
Dude, I thought I was going to be on this amazing horse because his name was Hercules.
God. I'm actually red.
And because, the guy's like, oh, you're a big dude. We got to get you I'm getting you Hercules. I got to find the picture. Because when I do, this is how I know you guys will believe me when I find the picture. My feet almost touched the fucking ground when I was on this horse. I thought I was going to break his spinal. I thought I was going to break his spine when I was on him, okay? I had to stop. There was one part where we're going through the trail, and it was like this. He wouldn't go down the hill with me on his back. This is a true God story. I had to get off the horse and walk him down the hill. Hercules, everyone. The island horse.
Dave said island horses have braids and beads.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have fared much better if he did. I felt so bad for this horse. I was literally like, this is Hercules? I was like, no, retired.
All right, Chris, I need to see the picture.
I'll find it. I'll find this photo somewhere.
I'm so sorry.
And I'll get it. I'll be able to show it just so you guys believe me.
My God.
I could have put this horse on my back and gave him the island tour.
I think this might be the hardest I've laughed on a podcast ever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it wasn't pie. It was not a pony. This is a full-grown ass horse. Island horses are very small because of the heat. The food isn't the same. They literally they are so tiny. He was the size of a donkey.
Lucy just said you rode a donkey.
Yeah, he was the size of a donkey, but he looked like a horse.
Oh my God.
Yep. They would have been better off being like, hey, I have Dominic, the donkey, and we're going to let you ride him around. He's the Christmas donkey that we have.
Okay, but when you said Hercules, I thought it was Hercules.
I was like, wow, they got a Clydesdale. No. Mm-mm. No.
He's over here thinking he's riding the majestic Pegasus.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible.
It reminded me of Park and Rec, Little Sebastian.
Yeah, Little Sebastian. Yeah. Holy shit, it was Little Sebastian. Like, that's what I wrote. I wrote Little Sebastian for Parks and Recs. Dude, I'm telling you, I'll go on a hard mission to find this. Yeah, I'll go on a hard mission to find this photo.
Oh my god!
Just so I can prove to everybody that I'm not kidding.
Oh,
yeah.
I actually have tears from laughing.
I know. Yeah. It might as well have been. Like, honestly.
Didn't have the pole too.
Yeah. Horse rides you on beast mode. Horse rides you. Yes, very true. So yeah, I mean, look, that whole scene to me just was so disturbing. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to sneak up on anybody. You know, come on.
And I think in that situation, if it's a survival situation, and maybe this is me overthinking it just because of like my background, right? But it's survival, so I would not put myself in a position that there's no cover. You are wide open. You are 100% vulnerable and exposed.
Yeah.
And I just think that I think that was.
How are you sneaking around? Pi said something about him sneaking. Hey, you can't sneak.
There's nothing to hide.
You can't sneak. Like
He gets halfway there. He hits a branch. Everybody turns left and he goes.
Yeah, like Ryan said, the trees in this scene are so thin. You could have been the skinniest walker that ever existed. Like, if you would have stood sideways and stuck your tongue out and looked like a zipper, you still would have shown. Like, you still would have been visible. It just wasn't working. Like, the scene did not work. If they would have done something different, then I would be like, okay, yeah, this guy snuck up on him. No freaking way. Nope. I'm sorry. I don't know. Unless, you know, like, I get it, you got a mask on, your peripheral's a little messed up, you know, and maybe your hearing is...
Speaking of, I know we mentioned it. I feel like it definitely needs a second mention.
What's that?
How does everybody have full radiation suits, Geiger counters? I'm sorry, I don't go to the local, you know, Best Buy and pick up a Geiger counter.
Yeah.
Where are you going? It's Texas.
And it's not like they had time to prepare for this.
It
You didn't have time to prepare for the fallout. You had no idea that...
The detonation goes off.
Yeah.
And we are now how far out from when the detonation went off? Not that far out.
No, because, if you try to do the timeline and go by the days that they counted out with June and John Sr., it went from 367 days? Was it 365? Or it was 300 and something days, and they counted all the way down to 67 or something like that before they got out. So, I mean, 200 and something days. I'm sure, I guarantee Dave knows the day count.
I can't remember what the days.
Yeah.
How many days, Dave?
Dave would know, because I know they keep track of that stuff. But yeah, man, like, it's been 200 some days. But you've been isolating.
So two-thirds of a year.
You've been quarantining inside, you know, like they've been quarantining deep underground. You know, like,
so everybody comes out of quarantine and goes, oh, you know what? It feels safe. Let's go looking for some radiation suits, some gas masks, and some Geiger counters. Oh, yeah. You know what? You know, actually, if we go to Tim's hardware store down the street, he's got plenty in stock.
Yeah, no, I see. Like Dave said, like with the peripheral and lack of, you know, yeah, I get it. But if you watch that scene, he scans. He literally goes like this to look everywhere. I don't know. It just, there's obviously, look, there's no such thing as a perfect episode. Not to my, you know, my opinion. 69, 71.
Yeah, I thought it was around 70 days of what June counted down.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
So a little bit over 2 months.
Yeah. All right.
And we've solved every problem. And Pi said there's a couple of radiation suits and a counter in the basement. Is that your basement, Pi?
Yeah.
Run into the 80s. I don't know if they work. So, you know,
that's another thing.
So a little history
fact.
How
much does this shit work? How well does this shit work?
Yeah, a little history fact. But in the United States during the Cold War, a lot of houses were being built with bomb shelters because of the fact that of the very realistic chance that there was going to be nuclear fallout and nuclear war. But the thing is that, like in my old house that I grew up in, we had a bomb shelter. We had a basement that was a bomb shelter, and it had the little stereotypical, like, you know, 45-degree angle doors and the steps to go down. But we didn't have suits just hanging up and a Geiger counter sitting with a charger. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. You know.
If this was like, let's say, New Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say okay, maybe then, because I believe it was in the deserts of New Mexico where they were actually testing the prototypes for the hydrogen bombs
Mm-hmm.
before they dropped them and whatever. I'd understand that maybe, okay, yeah, but it's Texas. There's no reason for this stuff to be there. That pisses me off.
I know. It grinds your guts?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, it felt like I needed a second mention. And this is not to shit on the show.
No.
This is because...
Make it realistic.
Exactly. I love The Walking Dead. I look at everything that The Walking Dead has done for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just been a show for me. I have met truly some of the most important people in my life. And two of these people on the show included.
Mm-hmm.
Because of this thing. Like, I know Chris at work, but we were coworkers before that.
Mm-hmm.
And we happened to just talk about Walking Dead. I don't remember how we got in this conversation, but we did. And that's what brought him and I together as friends. And obviously I met Renee and her husband Josh and Joy at the camp and everything in person, but I knew you before that. And I met so many more people because of it.
Yeah.
So that makes me more critical of it because I want to see it succeed. I know that this is the final season of The Walking Dead. And I know that they're going to continue on, and I want them to go further. I want them to have all these spin-offs they have planned, and I want them to succeed. Make it believable.
A little bit more.
That's my thing.
Let's give it a little bit more.
It's zombies. How believable can it be?
Yeah.
But at least get it to that point where it meets like that minimum believability. You know what I mean? And for me, it's just that's why I'm so critical about it.
Yeah, the same reason for me too. It's like, you know, I get it. It's based on a comic. Everything started from a comic, and everyone's argument is, oh, but it's a comic book, you know. But sure, it is a comic book. But now you want to take that comic and bring it to life.
Yeah.
And you want to show people what it would be like. Well, if you're gonna do it, let's just try to keep it just a little bit more realistic, please. A little bit. There'd be like the death amount would be a lot higher.
Yeah.
You know. And like it's just kind of like, I get it. I know that you need to keep characters in order to keep the character arc to go to where you need that arc to go. So yeah, there has to be some people that survive. But Christ Almighty,
Yeah.
wow. That's all I got. Wow. So yeah. But you know, Renee did make some very good points about the show. What the show as a whole was good. It was entertaining. You know, it had an entertaining factor. It was good. Who do you think they met at the very end there?
That was just one of the stalkers group. I think it's that stalkers group that's
Yeah.
stripping down those guys. But I don't know what they're. I mean, obviously they're wanting to find Padre. With but I mean, I don't know why they can't do it on their own. Why would they need these three people to help them?
Right.
That was odd. Yeah, the stalkers we don't know much about them. You know, we're not getting a lot of.
Well, we do know that Strand has been hiring them to do dirty work, right? I mean, right? I mean,
I don't know. I guess I didn't get that.
I think that's what he's doing.
Okay.
Honestly, I think Strand has. Obviously I'm assuming, but in my own opinion, I feel like Strand is able because he's got a really long reach with his own police, military men, whatever you want to call them, his own guards. So I just feel like Strand has, besides having his own guys go out and do dirty work for him, because he started questioning, like, I want to know who these guys are too. I feel like there's so much that Strand doesn't let out because he is a very smart person. He knows how to pull heartstrings. He knows when to pull cards. You know, like, let me pull this card for this situation because I need it right now. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Strand knows exactly who these people are. And I think he's got them doing dirty work for him as well.
Possibly, yeah.
But that could also be why this group is looking to get away from him. You know, they want to go and find Padre. But now, Ryan, because Ryan's got a good theory on Padre, so go ahead.
So, I've learned with things like Terminus, right?
Mm-hmm.
They hype up these meccas, these paradises, these utopias, where you get there and it's going to solve all your problems. And that's a common theme of any zombie apocalypse movie or TV show. You look at like Dawn of the Dead, the remake, and they talk about Fort Pastor and stuff like that, and then how it's going to go there and solve all their problems. And then there's something that happens that reveals to them that it's not this sanctuary, this utopia that you expect. And you know, in Dawn of the Dead, the remake, you know, the cop, Ving Rhames, he's looking for, you know, Fort Pastor to see his brother, and then this group comes and says, "Oh yeah, we just came from Fort Pastor. That place is a ghost town."
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with Terminus. They get there, they spent all season building up Terminus. It was gonna be this great place, gonna solve all these problems. They get there, and there's a bunch of fucking cannibals.
Yeah.
And they realize, not a great place. I think it's the same thing here. I think it's Smoke and Mirrors, Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain kind of thing. I think that what people are projecting out there as Padre is actually Strand's community, and that somebody's putting these communications out there to expose his community, because Strand is going to such lengths to keep that community secret to the undesirables that he has keep mentioning, and he even said it to Dwight and Sherry that he's very strict about who comes into the community.
Bye, Mike. Thanks for joining. We'll talk to you soon.
Oh, later, Michael. Thank you.
And time it.
But yeah, you know, and even when in the first episode of this season of The Walking Dead, and Strand was talking to the guy, I forgot his name, they pushed off the roof.
Oh, the guy in the first episode?
Yeah.
The first, second episode, something like that?
Yeah, the first episode.
What was his name? The dude he threw off the roof?
Will.
Even
When he talked to Will, he was telling him, he was making very clear, he's very strict about who knows about the community, who could be in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And so if somebody's really trying to, you know, screw him, what do? They start telling every survivor out there that has a radio, that can hear through the radio channels, that Strand has this utopia world that he's created that will protect you.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, his secret society becomes not so secret. And I think it might be somebody inciting him.
Pretty good. I mean, I liked it.
So, do we know where the tower's located? Do we ever hear an approximate where that's at?
All that I remember hearing is that it's right outside the danger zone. So like they watched the whole explosion happen and everything like that,
Right.
and they were waiting to embrace the you know,
their death. And
yeah,
everything,
and it never touched them. Like, you know, they stood there and they were kind of like this, waiting for the aftershock to hit, and it never happened. So they're definitely far enough away. I don't know.
Because the map I did some, you know, detail looking into the map that the Frank and I think it was Leah that met Morgan, they had that map.
Mm-hmm.
So I zoomed in on that and I found that location, and it's southwest of Houston.
Okay.
So I just wasn't sure where, you know what I mean? Like that doesn't really say a whole lot, but I just didn't know where we are geographically.
No, there's a place in Texas, isn't it? San Padre Island or some shit like that?
Well, there's right along there, but it's south. So that where that circle was, I looked at that too. That's still south of where that circle was.
So south is good.
Yeah, like so. Like Padre Island is really long, and there's a southern. Then there's like Padre Island, and it goes down to South Padre Island. So it's kind of a long strip along the Texas Gulf there. So that's what I thought it has something to do with the island, because that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. But then, like, what I also want to know is how come nobody in the show has had any kind of light bulb pop in their head? Like, you lived in the United States of America at one point. You never heard of San Padre Island? Like, no one, like, it's never even been like a bulb that's gone off, and they've been like, oh, maybe it's this.
The other theories, okay, Pi says we have an echo.
That's what I'm listening to right now.
Okay. But so the other theories that they have out there that the Padre has something to do with the CRM, you know, because is it a location for them?
You're okay. Go ahead, Renee.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure he was okay. they've also speculated that, Padre means father. Could this have anything to do with Alicia's father, who we were told, Madison said that he committed suicide ahead of, the outbreak, but she lied about other things about her dad also. So there's speculation that possibly that could, kind of seems far reaching, but I think they could make that work. So, yeah, there was something else too that someone had said. I was trying to think of the theories. I had read up on some theories on it. So I have no clue. But the strand thing, if it was strands, you would, because I was thinking that maybe Mickey found something out about that, but she seemed to not act like when they were talking about it. She said, "Let's find it." So I don't think that would fit. No, I just was, once he said that about Strand, then I was like, oh, that's interesting. But Mickey, why he wants Mickey back so bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, his main thing is because she was able to escape, and he wants to know how.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's what he says, but it's Strand. I don't,
Yeah.
He says it's because she escaped. But I was thinking if she had found something out, like new, if he is Padre or the, the community or whatever, that she may have found something out about that. But when Dwight and Sherry and her discuss it, she's seemed clueless, like didn't give any indication to that. So
yeah, I mean, we'll find out shortly, but it's just trying to speculate this whole thing and figure it out. But
yeah, because the mid-season episode, or the mid-season finale episode, is called Padre.
Oh well,
that's the title of it. So we'll see. And the synopsis says something about, was it Morgan? Something about Morgan and Alicia in the synopsis for that Padre episode.
Okay.
I fixed the sound.
Oh, good.
We might just have to share a mic from now and maybe put like right here or something like that. Or
that's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wonder if also it could be like a ground or something. Like I don't know.
I think it's because we have both mics that are picking up both of us, plus picking up Renee. The echo was pretty bad at one point, but it's weird because it wasn't like that from the beginning.
Okay. Well,
it sounds much better now.
We fixed it. Let us know if it happens again. Yay. The technician is in the house. We have a tech on standby.
Better hope not.
What?
These techs make really good money, so
yeah. Sure thing, pal.
Let me get the old checkbook out.
So yeah, I mean, so we'll and I think what Linda just said, that she thinks that fear and the world beyond will collide. Can they?
They're not.
They're not in the same time frame, so I don't think they can.
Yeah. Not yet, anyway. If they're due some kind of a time jump or something, they could.
Yeah.
But no, because I mean it's almost over. I mean, World Beyond will end when Fear's mid-season airs.
Yeah, they got what, 2 more episodes of World Beyond?
No, it goes till December 5th is the last one. So
3 more episodes.
We have 3 more. Yeah, but then 3 more of Fear for the mid-season finale.
Oh yeah, the episode 8. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's something that was just touched on, and I'm trying to remember what it was because I wanted to talk about it. Now I can't remember. Yep, I'll have to get back to that thought in a minute. I just want to go through and see if we missed anything in here. Where is the Statue of Liberty located? Well, hopefully it's not San Padre Island. Why is that?
Maybe. Oh, he might be saying that because they'll do those random questions to random people on the street, and they literally have no idea where things are in the United States. Maybe that's what he's saying.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I mean.
And Pi said Padre Island sounds like a proper party place. South Padre Island is a spring break destination, and we've been there on accident during that time, and it's unbelievable. It was awful because we had small children.
Yeah.
It was just, But yeah, if you want to do some spring break partying, South Padre is where to go.
Huh.
Yeah.
Some ear mics? I want to know. Oh, I mean, we have them. We've done that before. Well, I've done it before.
I haven't.
You haven't done it? I mean, yeah. But I like these. These are nice. These are professional.
Maybe we'll have to set something up where we get like 2 webcams. We both sit on opposite ends. We have the can that faces each of us, and we just have a separate window, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I was just moving it as you point. I was following your finger as you were talking.
You know what really grinds my guts?
When I follow your finger
You'll
with the
be
mic.
an ass.
Oh well, that you better get over that quick.
If I haven't gotten
So
over
now
it
I'm
yet,
scared.
I've known you about 7 years
Now
now.
I'm scared because Dave says Renee gets me, and I'm like, So my brain's on the same wavelength as Dave.
Oh, as far as yeah, guessing like yeah.
He said Statue of Liberty is technically in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And Pi said we're all going to Padre Island
Wait.
now.
And that would explain why the Statue of Liberty hasn't been cleaned in years either.
Oh, no.
It's in New Jersey.
Oh, damn.
Oh my goodness.
That's why she's green and not
Linda
copper, what
says
she's
the
supposed to
Statue of
be.
Liberty is actually in
They too
Paris.
call it Dirty Jersey for a reason.
Dirty Jersey.
Dirty Jersey.
Yeah. Dirty Lady Liberty. Need to take a toothbrush and some polish to her ass.
Mm.
She's made out of copper.
That's true.
You know, that's why she's green.
Ironic because Linda's here.
Ah, yes.
Statue of Liberty does come from France.
Well, yeah, yes, it does. It originally came from
there's
France.
There's another one there.
Yes, they have one there, yeah. There's one in Las Vegas too, it's just smaller.
Yeah.
If my history reminds me correctly,
Please let
the
it.
same person who designed the Eiffel Tower designed the Statue of Liberty.
Oh. Well. She'd be the one to answer that question.
I forgot his name, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure.
I think his last name was Eiffel. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it was. Actually, yeah, I think you're right. I remember reading something about that somewhere.
I remember there was something about this in
George Carlin. Oh no, that was
Damn it, Dave.
Yep,
Good one, Dave.
that is good. Nothing beats a good George Carlin. Because there were stick in Jersey. Sorry.
Yeah, the two Statue of Liberties they have in France are smaller than the one we have.
Yeah. We got the. They made the big one for us.
And we gave you the big one.
Yeah.
You know,
Thanks, Linda.
you know, it's really funny too. Speaking of that, right? So recently, in my memories on Facebook, came up the memory of the tragedy that happened in Paris a couple years ago,
Mhm.
and you know, it's ironic because there was a comparison photo I saw, and it's where they had put up a pop up Twin Towers, and they put it up right next to the Eiffel Tower, and they said that France will never forget. You know, we'll never forget what the Americans went through or whatever, and it said it in French and it said it in English, and it was like there were so many people that were like, oh, we couldn't care less about what happened in Paris, and I'm like, you know, like think about it, like the French are one of our strongest allies and have been for a long time, and I'm like, you know, people are just that cold-hearted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just recently popped up, like I think today or yesterday or day before. I just remember seeing that and thinking about that.
Welcome to Beauty and the Beast, where not only will we talk about The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, you're going to get a history lesson on where we got the Statue of Liberty. It was
never know.
and Linda says that she's green because the statue, the Avatar was designed. She is green because the statue is like the Eiffel Tower inside. The Eiffel Tower is made of steel.
Anyways.
She still needs to be cleaned up. She's a dirty little hooker right now, okay?
Probably the strongest symbol of our country, and you just called her a dirty hooker.
Look at the world we're in.
Yeah, right.
I can't even go buy toothpaste right now because they ain't fucking gotten any yet from California.
I truly believe that if you have a platform, no matter what that platform is, that you should always speak about the issues.
Right.
And I don't mean make it all about the issues, but in this situation, I feel like, you know, things like that, you should always kind of acknowledge them. You know what I mean? And I know we do a good job of that, and that's why when I saw it, I was like, I got to talk about it. But yeah,
that's good.
Kind of a nice segue.
I like it.
You know?
I like it.
Yeah.
How do we feel about fear? Do we feel good about it, or like, do we got anything else on fear?
Oh, my favorite part was when they brought Dwight and Sherry to the tower and Strand and his laugh when they pulled off everything. That was outstanding.
Yeah. Look, we all love, like, his laugh. We talked about his laugh before.
Yeah.
His laugh is so, it's like devious evil / charismatic. I don't know how he pulls
I
off the
know.
laugh, but
You know, it is such an iconic part of a villain, right?
yeah,
It's
right,
the laugh.
right.
And you know, and you could tell by the laugh what kind of villain they're gonna be, right? And that's kind of like how I felt about Negan when we first saw him, and he comes out of the trailer, and he's got you know the community on their knees, and just the kind of like the chuckles that he had, you know, you instantly felt like, damn, he's gonna be a good villain, you know. And Strand the same thing.
Yeah.
When Sherry and Dwight show up, or and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
get brought there, and
Yeah.
they're like, Strand, and he was like, and the way he laughed, I was like, damn, he's gonna be a great villain.
Yeah.
And I pointed out to you before, throughout the entire like half of the episode, there was comparisons that were made between Strand and Negan.
Yep.
Never saying Negan's name, but there was comparisons made.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry says to him, "The fact that you call this a sanctuary scares me,
Mm-hmm.
because what was the name of Negan's community?"
Right. Sanctuary. Yeah.
Yep. You know, they make comparisons of, well, you know, we've seen, you know, people like you and what they do, and obviously they're talking about Negan.
Yep.
And, you know, Sherry and Dwight at the beginning of the episode, Sherry says, "We're not going to be him."
Right.
And they're clearly talking about Negan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all these comparisons. It's kind of cool because that's what we compared him to when we first met him, or, you know, first saw him this season. We compared him to Negan.
Right.
And so that was kind of cool to see that they're actually going with the side-by-side comparisons.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things I think they do the best. And we pointed out before, like with Negan, with the crowbar and the blood
Mhm.
dripping, and it looked like Lucille. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things they do the best, is showing those comparisons, those illusions, alliterations.
Yeah. He's and I mean, once again, could we get to the point to where is Strand a bad guy, or is he just look like a bad guy to these people because he's trying to do the best for what he's got for his people? You know what I mean? Like, are we doing this circle again now where, like, Negan wasn't really bad because if we made Negan the good guy and then Rick looks like the bad guy? So it's like, is Strand the bad guy? And obviously we know he is because of the shit he's done. He's done some messed up stuff. But, you know, throwing Will off the top of the building and everything like that. But is he a bad guy because that's how they want to portray him? You know, that's how we see him? Or is he really just I don't want to say a good guy, but is he really just not the bad guy we think he is?
What's that saying where it's like everybody's the hero of their own story?
Yeah, right.
And I know we made that point when in the beginning of season 11 of The Walking Dead, and we saw the things that Negan was going through with Maggie and stuff like that, and he was trying to show that, you know, he did what he had to survive. And at one point he says to Maggie, he goes, "I did what I had to protect me and my community."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "You would have done no different."
Right.
And, you know, and you see that kind of that realization in her face, like,
Mm-hmm.
well, shit, maybe he did take it to an extreme, but he's not wrong.
Right.
And I think that's kind of like, I think that's kind of the same path that we're going to see, is that Strand is portrayed early on as this villain who, you know, is willing to kill anybody and anything.
But he's also willing to take in everybody. He's giving options to everybody to join him up to this point.
Yeah. Okay.
Except for Alicia,
So
because we still haven't seen her.
Right. But he's also kind of forcing them to stay, okay? He's got them trapped in there with these walkers. Yeah, sure, the walkers are to keep the people out, but they're also to keep the people in. And he's trying, to me, Strand is trying to do anything to negate Morgan. So he's trying to get everyone on his side to be against, you know what I mean? Because he's just trying to prove to Morgan that he's a better man than him. And I feel it's more of a vindictive, evil undertone than just... Yeah. Let's make this nice community. He's like doing this to get back at Morgan, to, you know, he's told Morgan, you know, I'm gonna do what you couldn't do. You know? Yeah, and so I feel it's, you know, and that's why he's trying to get, you know, all these people in, because like with Sarah, you know, he wouldn't let her in, but she was on Morgan's side. So she wouldn't let him in. You know, he wouldn't let Josiah in because he's on Morgan's side. You know, that kind of thing. Dwight and Sherry, he didn't know where they were. June and John, they have no idea what went on. They don't even know they tried to kill Morgan. Right. They're just like just getting glad to be out of the hole, you know, in the bunker. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel it's more, you know, devious than just.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, you know, and it's gonna probably boil down to Morgan and Alicia and whoever is with them against Strand and everybody he's got, and then Strand, you know, there's going to be people who are not going to want to participate or be a part of any kind of battle between the two because, you know, Strand's gonna pull the card. Well, I gave you sanctuary, I gave you food, I gave you all this, and now you won't fight for me, kind of thing. And I just see more people flying off the top of the building. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
just okay, see ya. You know,
it's funny too because think about it, right? When we first saw Negan and saw the stuff that he did, and he killed Glenn and he killed Abraham and he was doing all this, he killed Dr. Carlton, I think his name was. I forgot the two brothers, their doctor's name. Name. But he killed all these people and did all the things he did, and we're like, oh, he's gonna be the end all be all villain of The Walking Dead, and he's this terrible guy and blah blah blah, and he's so self-centered and whatever, and he's got 1,000,000 wives and all sorts of shit. But then here he comes, season 11. I mean, now it's been 5 seasons since we met him, like 4 or 5 seasons, and all of a sudden we're sympathizing with Negan. Not saying that he's our favorite or that we forget or forgive what he did to the communities, but they're starting to reframe our perspective on him.
Yeah, right.
And it'd be interesting to see if that's the route that we're gonna go. Like right now, we see Strand as the villain.
Yeah.
Are they gonna start saying, "Oh, well, let's introduce this tragic backstory of why he does things the way he does"? Maybe he took a chance on somebody and they almost destroyed the community. And his gut told him not to trust this person, and he did because he wanted to help, and they backstabbed him, or they did something and it endangered the welfare of the community, and maybe that's why he's so strict. You know what I mean? I think it's just going to be interesting to see if they decide to keep him as a true villain, and he goes out as a villain, or if they kind of reframe how his story is to make our perspective of him change.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, look, it's gonna. Well,
exactly, Pie. The doctor, what's his name, that got roasted.
Yeah.
A little extra crispy. That's like when Mickey said it's white. No offense, but I think I'd remember that face.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Oh, Carson, Dr. Carson. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, he I don't know, that scar, if I feel like it's gotten bigger and spread. I don't know how, but I don't know. I don't remember so much tugging on the eye. Now like the skin's like pulling at his eye now. I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe he had another injury that aggravated it.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
Maybe as you age, that would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been how many? I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, it has been a while since we've seen Dwight. I mean, at least on The Walking Dead, when he left to find Sherry, that's been at least 3-4 seasons, right? I mean, season 7, I think it was.
Yeah, they milked that hunt for her forever. So, I mean, Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely had its high and low points as far as I don't want to say low, but it was a decent episode. Obviously, like usual, we got to make fun of it and shit like that.
Yeah. What we do.
Just with some of the things they decide to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
As far as scar tissue changes, yeah, I'm sure it does. I mean, I've had this scar on my wrist since I was like 7 years old, and it's definitely grown. I mean, as I've grown, and it's spread a little bit, but it's I got it when I was 7, so it grew with me. But yeah, so as far as fear, we'll see what they got in store in the next couple of weeks and try to bring this mid-season finale to some kind of, I'm sure they'll have some kind of cliffhanger,
They just need to hire us 3 as writers.
At least Renee, get Renee and we'll just, give her ideas.
We'll be creative consultants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Jesus. But, so let's walk on over. You don't even know what we're about to talk about, do you?
World Beyond?
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'm on episode 3
of season 3.
No, season 2. Fuckface.
I got him too. I stumped him hard.
Good.
2 seasons.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, last week you weren't sure. You said it was season 3, episode 2.
I said I thought.
Oh, okay.
So are you enjoying season 2 a little better than 1?
Better than 1.
Okay.
Okay.
See? I told you. Just forget about the first one.
Forget it happened. Like a painful breakup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, just, shout it out and we'll try to help you. But I don't think you're going to... I don't think you'll miss anything.
Yeah.
I thought this was a good episode of World Beyond. Also, we a lot of surprises and it was kind of all over the place actually.
It was decent. Yeah, once again, Iris still not my favorite person in the world.
No.
I don't think she's ever gonna win over anyone. Obviously, just not as the character she's playing. Obviously, as an actress, like, look, if we don't like you, that means you're doing a good job. Like you're doing a good job of portraying this character that no one like sees eye to eye with and no one like likes. So.
So kudos to her for
yeah,
that.
of course. And to me, like I said, they're dragging out that Rick Michonne relationship thing between her and Percy. We're making out and we're doing all these. I'm just like, if you want to be so devious and revengeful, just go do what you want to do and stop making out with Percy over here. Like, get to work.
Yeah, let's get
to work.
The job done.
Let's go.
So maybe I'm getting ahead of myself because I haven't seen the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was comicbook.com had made an article that they finally explained the A and B system.
I don't know. I've read that and I didn't get any explanation.
I didn't read the whole article. I saw the title and I was like, oh, okay, they explained it.
Yeah, I read that, but it's still basically it's still, I think it was more of their interpretation of it. I don't think it's ever been like World Beyond. It's not canon, I guess, is what
right.
You know what I mean? Like that was their interpretation of what it was possibly could be, and that the A's are your the ones that they're going to use test subjects as walkers, and B's are more of people that they see that could potentially be leaders or something like that. But and again, I don't know if that was just their take and I missed something, or I don't ever remember hearing that exactly in the series. So and it could have been, and perhaps sometimes there's on the end of either, and I don't always watch all the end like clips and things, and sometimes they say stuff like that. So I may have to just go back and watch those again and see if one of the showrunners actually said something.
Yeah, I just saw that and I was like, well, that's kind of interesting that they wouldn't. They've been holding that explanation and keeping them a mystery for so long that they're just going to drop that information in a random episode. I feel like that's either like season premiere or season finale stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, and the way we're going, maybe we won't get an answer because we don't have much left, Yeah. So I don't know. The A's are definitely the test subjects because that's what we've seen, and you look at their numbers, it's A, blah, whatever do them. So
well, yeah, because the guy the dude that was alive, the test subject, he was an A.
Okay.
And then
from this past week,
the guy with so in the last episode when they did kind of Dr. Bennett's first trek out with them and stuff, you saw the guy with the beard, and then that was the guy we saw. So it was one of their guys, Dr. Abbott. So we saw him, and then he's the one that we've seen as the test subject.
Okay.
So he was an A also. So
yeah, so with this past episode, from the vial that was stolen out of the lab. That became the head point of this whole episode with the World Beyond, the search for it, who had it, where was it, and everything like that.
And what is it?
Yeah, what is it? So they the dad there, oh my God,
Dr. Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett. What's his first name though?
Doctor.
Yeah, yeah. So they run a test on the vial that they stole, and he tested, and it comes out it tested positive for chlorine, but they couldn't understand because chlorine is a clear chemical why this stuff was green. They didn't know why it was coming out green, which they wanted to run more tests on it and figure it out. So that's basically how they figured out when they bombed all the other communities. They used chlorine as the agent because it's odorless and everything else, basically. Or is chlorine or no?
No, it's not odorless.
No, but they basically were able to use that and to take out the communities with it, because the other doctor,
Lila Belshaw.
Yeah, isn't her name like Lydia or something like that?
It's Lila.
Lila. She's been the one who basically is, she's doing all the testing on everybody. She's the one who has been taking these different samples. When she gets an A, and they take the A, they put them in the chamber, they strap them up. She goes through vitals and all these other questions and everything like that, and then they gas them. And then what she does is from the time that they die and basically heart rate stops, she hits the timer, and then times the reanimation on the person.
So it kind of reminds me of the doctor from Woodbury.
Oh yeah, Holland. No, what?
Dr. Milton.
Milton.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Just a little more high tech.
Yeah.
So is the point that they're trying to find a cure?
Yeah. Ultimately, yes.
What irks me about that, right, was I can't remember if it was Gimple or Kirkman, but one of them said The Walking Dead will never be about finding a cure. I want to say it was Kirkman.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's not really involved anymore.
Right.
But like that irks me.
Mm-hmm.
The point of The Walking Dead was, no
You
matter
never
whether
find a cure.
You never find a cure.
Right.
And the whole show's about finding a cure.
Well, I mean, at
Well,
least
he's probably not too involved with World Beyond,
Yeah.
so maybe that.
that's why. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean that's
Right.
the angle they're trying to work with this. I mean, it could be all for nothing for all we know. I mean, yeah, that's something they could be working towards, but who knows if they're going to get it or not.
Leo Bennett is the doctor.
Leo Bennett, that's it, Leo. Okay.
Yes, Leo, thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
The doc. Well, that's why Pi goes. The parent named him doctor. He really
no other
had no
choices.
choices in life.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Good one, Pi.
Oh God.
Reminds me of all those medical shows where they're like doctor.
Doctor.
Scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great show.
Yeah, but so yeah, so basically now they have interrogations going on with Leo, Jadis, and Huck, and well, I still call her Huck, but her whatever. That's just what you introduced her as, so that's what I have her memorized as. So they have them doing the interrogation now because they want to know what he knows about Lila and the vial and everything else. Lila is now in a room with Iris and Hope, and she's trying to get them to tell her where the vial's hidden. Because she's basically saying like, look, I want to save your dad and this and that, and I want, I don't want him to die. I want to be the one that saves his life now. And she gives him this huge load of shit. And you knew it was a load of shit right off the bat. Like, it wasn't like truthful at all. You could tell she was just doing what she had to do to save her ass. But she was like, I want to use my life now to save your dad's and whatever. So Hope, tells her where to get it. Of course, Iris throws a fucking piss fit over it. Like, she's just like, why would you do that? This and that, whatever. So now we fast forward to where Lila shows up in the interrogation room with Leo and Jadis and Huck, and she basically says, she comes in, she got the vial now.
Yep.
And she's like, well, where'd you find it? Where was it lost? She's like, and she's like, oh, I found it in Dr. Bennett's room. And just threw this motherfucker right under the bus.
Not only threw him under the bus, ran him over, backed him up, ran him over again.
Yeah. But her reasoning for it is because, we need him. We need to work together because the agent that I just tested this last guy on, it's been 8 hours and I'm onto something. He hasn't reanimated yet. And it's been over 8 hours and this and that. So like she's given like this another line of whole bullshit.
So not only they're trying to cure it, but they're also trying to prevent the reanimation process.
Yes, right. They're trying yeah. So that's why they went and wiped out 100,000 people apparently, to test like a massive event.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. Her voice, I know. Oh, so God. But it's okay though, Pi, because after she's done whining and bitching and moaning about it, she goes and makes out with Percy on the bed and everything's fine.
Everything's great.
She's not mad anymore. So after she throws Leo under the bus and she's sitting there and she's like, but we need him. We can work together. I need him to work together, blah, blah, blah. She starts, filling Jadis' head with all this bullshit. And the only, the best thing I got out of it is, Jadis turns around and she's like, well, over 8 hours now you've piqued my interest. She goes, okay, so I want to see this for myself.
Mhm.
So once they leave there and they go and see the guy who's been strapped up, when they walk in there, you know, they go into the room where the guy's in the isolation room and he's all chained up to the bed and he's turned. But when they show the clock, it's 7 hours and 48 minutes. So now Jadis is pissed off because she was like, well, you told me it's been over 8 hours.
Yeah.
I thought I had something to be like excited about that I wanted to report. And it didn't go so well for Lila. She had basically, Jadis told Huck to cut the dude free. And then they left her in the room with the guy who had turned. Really, really, one of the cooler things from the show, Renee, was when they showed the doctor you mentioned earlier, Holland. Doctor, was it? Why do I keep saying Holland? Dr.
Abbott.
So they had taken him and put him in a room, tested him, whatever, for something. I forgot what he didn't do or what he was supposed to do and didn't do. But his punishment basically was to be turned into a test subject.
Okay.
So they have him, walker-fied in the room. And then you see a little door in the bottom and a rat walks in. Okay? And the rat's running around the room and the walker's trying to get it, but he's very slow and clumsy. And the rat's running around. And was it Jadis, right? Jadis turns in. No, it wasn't Jadis. Who said it? About no matter how.
Lila said that.
Yeah, Lila. Yeah, Lila said, no matter how much you run and whatever, you'll get tired. And the one thing about them is that they never get tired.
That the rat will get tired. The walker.
The rat will get tired of running, but the walker never will. They don't know what tired is. They don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the end game of this whole video is eventually he gets the rat and eats it. When she's in the chamber now with the dude who turned, Jadis is outside with Huck, and she hits the speaker, and she says the same thing. Remember, they never get tired. And this woman's running. Now, you know how to kill them.
Yeah. My thought was like, start tearing things off and try to figure out something to
smash his head into the bed. It's a steel bed.
Yeah, I mean, like, grab his arm and then take the back of the head and smash into
but
the wall. But
instead, she's running. She's on the window. Help, let me out. In the meantime, I'm like, bitch, turn around and beat his ass.
Yeah.
Trip him on the ground and stomp on his head.
Yeah.
Smash it into a wall.
Yeah, she didn't try it all, but probably because she's
terrible.
a scientist stuck in the thing, and I don't know.
But this is where I always what grinds my guts is like there's other ways. Don't get lazy with your writing. This was just an easy way to kill somebody, but it was terrible. I get the point because you wanted to show the revenge aspect, that you wanted to have the circle be completed.
But you could have had her like grabbing at shit and like nothing's breaking off.
Try. Nope, she just wanted to plead on the come on.
Yeah.
But I think that also is showing us how powerful Jadis is, in her rank, and like how she feels, she's untouchable. Like, I can do this and get away with it because I'm, Warrant Officer Stokes. And so whatever.
Go ahead. Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, so whatever her rank is, it's obviously, she feels that she's comfortable in that aspect of doing that and not getting any issues from it.
But Linda, even though Lila maybe never had to kill one, which I think she did because she had to kill her husband and her daughter, didn't she?
Oh, yeah,
she had to kill her husband and her daughter. But even if you've never done it before, you know how to do it because you've seen it done hundreds of times on the test subjects.
Yeah. And even if I didn't know how to do it, I'd sure as hell try every method to find out how.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I'm going to get tired, well, I'm going to do something to slow that motherfucker down because I'm going to break its legs. I'm going to do something. You can come after me, but it's going to be a lot slower than you were.
Yeah. Leg sweep him. Then curb stomp his head or something.
All she had to do is at one point when she did have her hands on one point, just head to table, head
corner table,
wall. Anything.
There's options.
Well, yeah, because the edges of that table, like where he
very
was
sharp.
To,
yeah,
they
had
sharp. Yeah, she could have smashed his head down on her. I don't know. I just wish she would. Yeah, like you said, the writing part. I wish they would have at least have her put up a little bit of a fight.
Right.
You know?
I know the lesson there was to be taught. Like there was a lesson there to learn for her.
Yep.
You know, it had to come to that storyline had to come to a full circle for her as her character. But you could have at least let her do a little bit more, for God's sakes. God damn.
Yeah, just try.
Yeah, at least try.
Yeah.
You're gonna be annoyed when you watch it.
I'm sure.
He's already
annoyed. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I mean, that was really the most important part of the whole show.
Yeah, just showing that and
kind of revealing
then,
that the A's were test subjects and the B's aren't. You know, I know that there was a lot of talk about Rick possibly being this guy. This was it a colonel, Sergeant Beale. I don't know where that came from.
That's the first I've ever heard of it. Linda said she heard it on Twitter. That's the first I've ever heard of it. But then that kid said that he's his son.
Right.
So,
But there's no way that Rick could have been his dad.
No.
Unless we're talking adopted or some shit, which would just be like, come on, don't even do that.
But they've done that on The Walking Dead too.
Oh yeah, most of the kids are adopted now.
Yeah, just like
right.
You know, Judith keeps calling Michonne my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now that Linda, has said that, I'm going to have to do some research because that's the first I've heard of it. I saw
it in a few places is running in this direction. But somebody kind of debunked it with the timeline and the age difference of the kid and everything else. And it's like, no, don't do this. Please don't do this.
But even the kid aside,
Rick got enough kids. One of them dead.
But yeah, I suppose they could, but I don't know. Huh.
Yeah.
Now I'm intrigued and I will be doing research tomorrow.
Yeah, it's out there. You'll see it.
I'm writing an article about Major General Beale right now, just kind of picking apart the times we've heard him mentioned and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's crazy that in all that research I didn't come across that.
And like, not for nothing, but I am interested in what they've done with Rick because Rick, us knowing Rick, and we know that Rick would never went along with this type of agenda. Like the mass genocide of 100,000 people for science and testing. He would have been
okay with that.
He wouldn't have been okay with that. So there's no way that he's part of the CRM.
Unless they don't know about it.
The other thing I'm really confused about. So Rick left with a CRM helicopter. How did he ever end up on that island with Virgil, with his boots and all? I mean, why would the CRM take anyone there?
Well, Jadis arranged for Virgil to be taken.
Virgil? No.
No, I mean, not Virgil. Oh God, what's his name? He's been gone for a while. We keep wondering where he is. Heath. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm talking. Okay.
But you're talking about Virgil on the island where Michonne was. Yeah.
So Jadis picks him up with they get the CRM helicopter to pick Rick up, and they leave. Most likely going to a CRM facility because why would they go somewhere else?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. He doesn't have to be at the main facility. He could be in Portland for all we know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's all these locations, but my thing is, how did his boots and his personal possessions end up on Virgil's island?
So one of the reasons why they think Rick might have escaped from the CRM. You remember the scene where Michonne finds the cell phone with the?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So like, and it's got like.
So then why do we think he's still with them?
Well, so I don't think he's with them. I think he's definitely escaped.
Okay. Well, because that's what I'm talking about. It's like everyone keeps saying that Rick's with the CRM, that he's with, I know he was taken.
But if he escaped the CRM, how has he not made it back to Alexandria yet?
Yeah, I mean,
but we don't know how far. I mean, if he's in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
But regardless, how many years has it been?
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Even by foot, it wouldn't take him 6 years to get from the West Coast.
Yeah.
To the East Coast.
Yeah. So
they got a lot of explaining.
Right, because Alexandria's in
sort of
Virginia?
below us. Yeah, Alexandria, Virginia. 6 hours south of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man.
But I just never understood that part of it, is why his stuff ended up on Virgil's island there.
Yeah.
It's not called Virgil's Island. I can't think of what it's called, but that island.
I like Virgil's Island. Yeah. It's a good name.
Yeah. Sounds like but so I just have always wondered that, like, why we still think why is it still assumed that he is with them if his stuff ended up there, because the CRM would have no reason to go to that island.
Yeah.
There was no advantage to them to be there, or I mean, it's not like they're landing their helicopters in random areas.
Well, look, him escaping wouldn't have been anything easy. He could have spent a
Right.
significant amount of time running and hiding.
Yeah, true.
You know, like hiding. Like, and you got to remember, if it's Oregon, Portland, if he's out west now, you got the winters out there are brutal. You're in the mountains. Survival by yourself alone, you know, is gonna be really hard. So he might have spent who knows how much time trying to survive on his own, running and hiding and trying to get from A to B.
What, 6 years though?
I know. It's a stretch. I get it. I know it's a stretch, but you know.
But even okay, so even if they took him to Portland, how did his stuff end up in Virgil's Island?
Right.
You know, that's still my question. It's like, yeah,
I'm reading Pie.
Pies.
Pie, you know what we could do with you? We could take Pie's quotes from the chat. We could literally make T-shirts with them.
Yeah.
Or stickers
or stickers or anything.
I can make memes with it.
Yeah,
at
memes.
least.
Yeah, Virgil's. Yeah, you know what, Pie? We should have you and Linda because Linda does the gifts. Pie, you should do like memes with these damn things. Like do a Virgil meme on the island, and just be like the least popular spring break destination in the world. Like you know, God, that'd be good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. But yeah, so I don't know. This is just things that run through my brain, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I
I know Linda says maybe he was hiding. He had to leave his boots. I get that, but
or he ditched
he
all
get
his
there?
shit and put on a soldier's uniform.
And what bothers me is it's like such a hanging plot point.
and it's Rick. You got. I mean, this. You know, it's not like this is
Well,
Heath that no one. You know,
And this is
wants
the
to
kind
know
of
about.
stuff they have to be able to write to recover.
Right.
And we're
How are
asking
we-
these people to write to recover it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
And
lackluster.
maybe they have it all
Yeah,
planned
agreed.
out. You know, maybe they have a logical explanation
Yeah.
when the movies or whatever. You know, they'll have it all. Here's what Rick's been doing and how he did it and whatever.
Mhm.
But anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna take some. There's gonna be loops and holes and shit all over the place to explain this one. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Huh?
Loops and holes.
yeah,
Loopholes.
loopholes. Yeah, that's right. They're gonna have to fill them all.
He did it intentionally.
Yeah, why?
Just...
Are you okay?
No. You're gonna fill the holes?
Yeah, with loops.
All right.
Because loops are round and they'll fit in holes.
Now I feel like you're trying too hard.
All right, you're right. I don't know.
Yeah, you should have just left it, Chris. It was better earlier.
What are you gonna do? He made me do it.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Don't blame me because you're corrupted.
Well, no, I would never do that. I corrupted you, if anything.
That's fair.
I believe that.
So yeah, like, you know, that besides this whole Rick thing, you know, I mean, that really was the whole episode. It was all concentrated on investigation with
So
the
I
vial.
barely missed anything.
I'm sure there's more to it somewhere in there, but really not.
Well, the kid that was the soldier or whatever that she put on, you know, killed or whatever with the gas. He was the one who he questioned something. So I mean, it's showing a pattern
Right.
of these people are questioning the CRM and then they get used as test
Right.
subjects. So you see that. And then just Lila, because you know, this whole time it's like, do we trust her or who is she? And then
Yeah.
obviously, no, we don't trust her because look what she did.
Yeah, I definitely don't trust Lila.
I mean, she tried to say that it was, you know, because she loves him and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, that's not what you do.
Yeah. Look, it would have worked if what she said and what she wanted to do, it would have worked if Jadis wasn't like, I don't give a shit about this chick. This dude's smarter than you. We don't need you anymore, so you're dead.
Yeah.
She made herself not viable anymore. You know, she made herself, right? She just made herself
Like unimportant.
Yeah,
This
like,
guy's smarter than me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just, yeah.
so she did it to herself. You know, you basically proved to Jadis that, well, Jadis don't need you. She needs him.
Yep.
And then he's got his daughter, so he definitely don't need you.
Right, yeah.
And now she's
and
got
both
leverage
daughters.
because I have Leo, Iris, Hope. Who the fuck are you? You're nobody.
Everybody, yeah.
So
Yeah.
she even said it. She's got leverage now with you and your daughters.
Yep.
So Ahem. Nobody hears the beeping in the background.
What beeping?
There, exactly.
I didn't hear anything.
Can you please use all your fingers when you wave hi to me? Thanks. The boots were on the boat. Boots can.
No, the boots were in the storage locker. The boots were in the boat.
Let me see. There we go. Let's get what we got here. Maybe Rick took helicopter, visited Virgil's Island, and left his stuff, etc. And then Pi says the boots were in a boat. Boats can come from anywhere. The thing about boats is that they sail.
Yeah, but the boots were actually, I think the cell phone case was on the boat, but the boots were actually in the storage locker.
Yeah. Right.
But
So he was changing his clothes kind of quick.
yeah, and Virgil didn't know him. I mean, he said he didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
You know, just that. I don't know. It's all.
Or is Virgil hiding information from everybody?
And that could be very well too.
You know, that's another loop hole.
That's like your new spine.
I was so happy I got to use spine tonight.
That was great. That was a very nice segue.
Yeah.
I respect
Horse,
it.
the horse hit him in the
Use that
spine.
almost every episode, I believe.
Yeah, almost.
You
Yeah,
and Hercules.
that's right. Man, I gotta go deep diving for that photo. I don't know.
Read Linda. She says another theory. Rick escaped with a helicopter. He leaves his boots on a boat near Virgil's island, and then he went to Padre at the end, and this is how the Walking Dead universe will end. I like it, Linda.
Is Rick
Wrap
Padre?
it up nice and neat.
Is Rick the almighty Padre?
He could be
Father.
Imagine.
He could be father.
Father Rick.
Father Rick.
Padre Rick.
Padre Rick. Linda, I know you would love nothing more than to have Andrew Lincoln back on the show. It's not happening. Unless they are gonna pull
Virgil's not dead.
like the biggest wool blanket of all our eyes and this be like, oh look, he came back for this, but I don't see it happening.
Pi said, well, Virgil's dead now, so that hole will never be filled.
Well, Virgil's not dead,
Yeah,
but
he's not dead.
That's what Pi just said.
Virgil's not dead.
yeah, but but your comment's hilarious. But no, Virgil's still alive somehow after getting. Where did he get hurt?
His spine.
Thank you.
3 times in the spine.
Yes.
He was stabbed with a chair leg or some shit. I don't even know what it was.
What she had. Yeah.
What?
No, just
Right.
like just the
Finding
absurdity.
his guts again.
Well, yes, it is. Yeah, stabbed with a wooden stick that came out of a piece of furniture in his back 3 times. I think it was at least 3 times he was stabbed in the back.
I think so.
And then he was helping in the next episode secure the house.
Mm.
So, you know, he's okay. He's okay. The medical treatment you get in the CPOC is much better than what you get these days. You can survive a jugular slash.
Yeah.
You can survive, several stabbings to your spine. You can even get the axe thrown in your back and carry your buddy away. There's a lot of things you can survive in the zombie apocalypse. By the way,
Pi said that he got bit, but he didn't get bit.
no, he didn't get bit. There was
He was stabbed by the feral girl.
yeah, but it was Rosita we talked about, who we all thought she might be hiding a bite when she went outside.
Out to secure the wall.
We did talk about Rosita possibly hiding a bite, but that was, I don't think Virgil didn't get bit.
I've been hearing more speculation about that online. People are saying that she might have gotten bit. So
we'll have to.
Again, where it's coming from, Lord only knows.
I gotta go back and watch.
Well,
the
it started
episode.
here first. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
We could prove it. We got documentation.
Yep.
He said it.
True.
See, somebody watched our podcast and they stole Ryan's idea.
Son of a beeswax.
That's it. We gotta like copyright our
Copyright,
I know,
trademark,
that's
everything. That's it.
Man.
By the
That's
way,
it.
Ryan said that
speaking of trademark,
Oh boy.
so big Marvel fan, right?
Yeah.
So the speculation about Spider-Man: No Way Home,
Yes.
and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield
Mhm.
making appearances as their versions of Spider-Man. Someone took the poster of Spider-Man: No Way Home, and right next to Spider-Man, underneath it says TM for trademark. Somebody circled it as a joke and put a big arrow in red, and it goes, "See, Tobey Maguire." I was like, "You're assholes." I really.
And I'm really upset that the Tom Holland era of Spider-Man is coming to an end, and now they're gonna bring in another Spider-Man. Have you seen this? Like,
No.
yeah, like the Tom Holland era is like over with Spider-Man. I think after this one, and I'm like, how many fucking Spider-Mans do we gotta have?
I have not heard that.
Yeah. If I find the article, I'll send it to
Yeah,
you.
please.
I was really pissed. I'm like, wait a minute, Tom.
Well, especially with what they did with Venom. With
Right.
Venom 2.
Right.
Then you have Morbius.
Mm-hmm.
Morbius,
Oh my God, that looked
Morbius.
amazing, by the way.
Yeah. And then you have.
Which is a Sony picture, but it's Marvel.
Have you seen Eternals yet?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
All
Nope.
right.
Still haven't done that. I want to do that this weekend with Xavier.
Okay. I will not say how. There is just a post-credit scene that kind of ties multiple things together.
I've heard about it.
Do you know who? I'm not gonna say it on
Yeah,
podcast,
but I've heard who it is.
Okay.
In the way that he was on Game of Thrones.
And
the
character that he's gonna play.
Right.
And
but I heard there's two. I heard there's two cutscenes.
There is two. Yes.
But I know about the one. But then I know about the other voice that talks to the guy who played that dude.
There's the mid-credit scene, and then there's the end credit scene.
Okay.
The end credit scene is the one that I'm referring to.
Mm-hmm.
That ties together like Morbius and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so it's weird because like with the like, I feel like Venom 2's been out long enough, right?
I think so. And I mean, yeah. And if not, it's okay.
Renee, do you care if I spoil it? Have you seen it?
I don't care. I haven't watched either one of them.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So in Venom 2, there's a scene where Eddie Brock, who is the host to the Venom symbiote, he's sitting on a beach on an island, and he's sitting there talking to Venom, and Venom is like, oh, you know, I come from the symbiote hive mind, and if I showed you even a fraction of my memories from the hive, it would destroy your tiny human brain. And Eddie's like, oh, come on, you know, you're making shit up now. And he's like challenging him. And Venom's like, okay, I'll show you. And he goes, I'll show you a fraction. I'll show you one thing. And so Venom starts to try to show him a memory. But then you see the hotel room they're in starts changing and shifting. But Eddie's eyes are closed, so he doesn't see it. So he wakes up and he's actually in a different room. And what happens is Eddie hears the TV playing, and it's the actor's name who I can't ever remember, but he plays Jonah Jameson from the Daily Bugle.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonah Jameson, it's been the same actor for all three Spider-Man universes.
Yep.
And he's the one who, at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, exposes Peter Parker as Spider-Man on the screen. And it's him, and it's the same scene where he's like, and just in, the identity of Spider-Man has been revealed as Peter Parker. And you see the picture of Peter Parker from Far From Home, and you see all of a sudden Eddie moves towards the screen, and he shifts into his Venom form, and Venom looks at the screen and like licks the screen, and like Eddie says to him like, "Who's that?" And he goes, "I don't know yet."
Mm-hmm.
And because Venom started out as a Spider-Man villain,
yeah.
So they tied those two universes together because Venom was supposed to be exclusively Sony.
Yep.
The same with Morbius. And then there's in the Morbius trailer, you see Peter Parker. You see Tom Holland's Peter Parker.
Yeah.
He talks about there's one where he's hovering over somebody and he goes, "I am Venom." And then he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. Dr. Morbius at your service." And it's like, and so they tied it together that way too.
Yeah.
And it's like they're kind of like consolidating even with Sony, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, because now when Sony does the movies, it's in association with a Marvel production.
Exactly.
So.
And there is a specific antagonist from the comics who has a very strong feud with Morbius based off of the kind of character that Morbius is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
From Eternals.
Okay. All right, that'll be interesting to see. And then also for anyone who's been paying attention to the social media and stuff, I posted that Marvel's doing the Marvel Zombies, animated zombies.
That's cool. I'm excited for that.
So that's going to be really cool. I mean, we obviously as Pookie is Venom confirmed. Obviously as things keep spinning in the Walking Dead world and coming to an end, we are obviously going to keep branching out into more things that we can bring to you guys. That's obviously it always try to be some kind of a zombie related thing one way or another, or pop culture in general. So that way we guarantee we won't go anywhere.
Yep.
And we can bring you guys content on whatever, like
on multiple fronts.
Yeah, even if it's like like the one time we like 2 weeks ago we talked about all the new shows we've been watching, what to binge, what not to binge, stuff like that. So that's just part of what we're going to be able to continue evolving and doing for you guys.
Yeah.
So that way we make sure we're here and you guys are here too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, more zombies. We haven't seen any zombies around lately. Yeah. It's and the other thing, like, they still haven't even acknowledged them as zombies after all this time in The Walking Dead. Every other thing but.
Literally.
They actually had like a little snippet of every name that they've ever called them.
Yeah.
It was like a bunch of cutscenes of all the names they were called. So,
when Herschel went to the bar to drink, and Rick went and found him, and those guys showed up that they killed.
Yeah.
What do they call them? They call them like lame brains or something like that.
Yeah, lame brains. Yeah.
I was like, that's got to be my favorite so far.
Lame brain. I think they had the World Beyond, is it? They call them empties.
Oh
yeah, and the one colony calls them empties. I mean,
there's so many. Yeah.
Pie's got a point. We talk about anything and everything. Heck, we talked about the Eiffel Tower today.
That's right. We brought you a history lesson today. So not only do you
just jump on when the Walking Dead's over, we'll just jump on and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, and we're gonna give you some education while we're at it. Yes. You guys leave our show being smarter than you were when you arrived.
I feel like we're the ones who leave smarter than we were.
I just fake it till I make it.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much it.
And see, look, we just took about an hour and a half.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Bullshitting.
Faking it until you make it.
Yeah.
So yeah. But so next week we'll be here.
On Tuesday though, right?
Tuesday, right?
Is that right, Ryan? I thought Ryan had a thing.
Do you have a thing? Let's see if Ryan has a thing.
You can do it on the 22nd.
Yeah, I remember why you did that. Wait, so Monday the 22nd, 23rd.
Is it that I have a thing? Oh, yeah, maybe.
I don't have a thing.
I don't remember I have a thing.
Okay, maybe who knows?
So the 20th.
I'll find out.
Yeah, the 22nd.
When I'm in the middle of the podcast, I get a phone call. Where are you at?
Yeah. We'll either be here the 22nd or 23rd, that's for sure.
But I got to run out the door,
Yeah, and then the 29th, we'll be here through the camp event again.
30th.
30th? Oh, Tuesday. I'm sorry, the Tuesday. Yeah, it's the last Tuesday of every month. The 30th will be here through the camp event, through the Facebook page, through their page, but...
I'm going to try to figure out YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to try to make sure that everyone can get to see that somehow or another, where we are on Facebook, and then for the people who don't have Facebook, we'll have it on YouTube.
Try.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll try.
It's going to take a little figuring out, but I hopefully I'll be able to.
Yeah.
I have faith in you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We can make it work. And
I
then
figured out the Skype thing, so I mean that's
exactly
true.
That was genius.
Yeah. So. And then obviously, if you can't watch it live, I mean, what could we do is do old school way where I have it on our Instagram for an hour, and you get to watch at least 1 hour on Instagram through my phone or whatever I get to, tablet. I don't know. So there will be maybe a back door if we can't get it to work on both streaming services. Then I'll just stream the first, because Instagram gives you 1 hour until it drops you. So you'll be able to at least watch kind of. However, I don't know how it would look on. I think I'd have to take the phone and face it towards the TV.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll figure it out.
But that will. I can't announce who that is yet because I don't think they've made the announcement. So I gotta wait for them. But we know. I think we know who it is. Yeah, I know who it is. Do you know who it is?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll tell you.
Gotta make sure it's off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so we'll be back next week and we'll touch up on the next 2 episodes, which I read somewhere someone was raving about the next 2 episodes, so we'll see. I'm sure there's going to be plenty in there that grinds our guts.
I'll take notes.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a notebook.
Right.
A little composition notebook.
Or you could just leave it in a note section of your phone.
True.
Yeah.
True.
It'll be all technically advanced.
I'm more of a, as the illustrious James Taylor would say, I got to put the pen to paper.
There you go. Real quick, Linda, Pi did not, because the person that Pi is requested did just recently return home. He was posting some pictures of him with some people in his family. So now that person's home, that can be done because he's not working right now. So don't you take that sad cry face off and put a smiley one and a heart or something because it's coming. I told you last week we had to wait, damn it. Jeez. No one's got any patience around here.
Turn that front upside down.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's coming now that the individual is returned home from work. So that'll be done. Yeah, there you go. See? Of course, I'm not going to forget. Jeez. So anyway, we'll see you guys next week. We'll have more to talk about. And you guys have a great night. Be safe. We love you.
Thanks, guys.
Good
Love
night.
you.
Peace.
See
Night,
ya.
Renee.
Later.
Night.
Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa, hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry. Subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.